Brooks says, all it takes for an act of theatre to occur is for one person to walk across an empty space and for another to observe. 1989, Reading University, last day of teacher training. Notice the happy smile, the warm glow. Oh, you can't tell which one is me. Well, I was blonde then, and slim, and wrinkle-free, and full of passion to be a drama educator. Okay, everyone, just going to get you to do just a little warm-up. Shake those arms a little bit, shake them out. That's good, just relax. Hey, guys, don't forget, school play rehearsals begin tomorrow evening. Bring your scripts, be on time. Perry, Linda, congratulations, you've made it to drama school. A good school needs so much more than just academic results. And you have enhanced our reputation in such a superb way. What do you mean you've cancelled the Year 9 theatre trip? Just because of a talent show? It's been on the calendar for over a year. Okay, guys, really sorry. Drama studio's flooded again. We're going to have to use a classroom. Once more unto the breach, dear friends, once more. Or close the wall up with our English dead. Well done, Peter. You have got an excellence for demonstrating techniques effectively in a scripted context. I wonder what it would have been like to have been Henry V at the Battle of Agincourt, leading his men into battle. No, Peter, that's not what this assessment is all about. It's about how well you use your voice and body, movement and space. Now, do remember to hand in your paperwork. So, I enter the battlefield, caught in a no man's land between assessment, examination, curriculum, syllabus, process, product, fighting for resources. Exhausted, frustrated, depressed. You can only count what can be counted. You can only measure what can be measured. Grindian education, the quantification of learning, labelling for labelling's sake. And so, I knock at the Faculty of Education door. May I come in? What for? Well, I'd really like to study the battles and barricades of drama and education, metaphors drawn from the sometimes vociferous discourses of over a century of practice. Come in. Qualitative, quantitative, subjective, objective, epistemology, ontology. What methodology? Interviews and questionnaires? No, that's not for me. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players, as you like it, William Shakespeare. Attending the International Drama and Education Symposiums at Auckland University, I discovered research-based theatre and ethnographic performance. To discover that data could be generated, mediated and disseminated through drama was like a light illuminating a darkened stage. Performative inquiry, the third paradigm. Limerick, Ireland, 2012. The International Drama and Education Research Institute. Kathleen Gallagher. Melancholy. It is the loss of ideals and the hyperjudgment of the self. Drama teachers wither under the weight. That's me. That's me. Melancholy. Argyll calls it an Elizabethan emotion, more aesthetic than depression. aesthetic, something pretty. And he says people think of tripping lightly through fields of golden daffodils. But he says, why don't you think of the opposite? An aesthetic, something that numbs, that deadens. But we need to understand the aesthetic and what makes us feel alive. And I am alive, sitting at the Royal Shakespeare Company in Stratford, watching As You Like It. And I hear Jakeways speak to Rosalind of his melancholy. Not the scholar's melancholy, but one of his own making which wraps me in a most humorous sadness. Victor Turner says, we come to know ourselves through performance. Nicholson says our bodies archive our lives performatively. And so, I create a dyadic encounter, one in which my participants and I will imagine the creation of a museum of educational drama and applied theatre, where we will see what lies on the battlefield and over the barricade. Using maps and metaphor, movement, monologues, symbols and images, we will embody our passion and melancholia in practice. John says, it must be an interactive space, because drama is not static. It is alive and visceral, evanescent and embodied. And he says, what shall we fill it with? Books and artifacts and stuff? Or will it be about the thing itself, plays, puppets, mime, masks? But I'd much rather it got back to its roots, of being an interactive space, of being playful. And I say that very carefully, because I believe we can do some very serious stuff. And so, the voices of the museum begin to speak. Typical. The first barricade we have is that we don't have an empty space, we have a space of tables and chairs. But drama needs an empty space, in which we can suspend our disbelief, in which we can imagine and inquire, in which we can play in a space of possibilities. Andy plays imaginatively with the props to embody his barricades. We have a certain way of doing things here at this school. The school way, our way. Brian is wonderful, isn't he? You've painted the drama studio black. People who know a lot more about education than you do didn't paint it black. Stephen Burkhoff? In this school? That stuff, that language is outrageous, outrageous. Hey, Andy, what you're doing here in this school, mate, it's really great. It's really exciting. Jonathan likes to be on the margins, where he can create a safe space artistically, politically, imaginatively. I don't make any claims for the long term. I don't make any claims for transformation. I heave a sigh of relief. How can we claim that drama can transform someone forever? And so I become actor, director, designer, and scriptwriter. As I transcribe my videos, re-speaking every line aloud, and I juxtapose the stories with my own. And like Saldana, I look for the golden moments that resonate, and I stop thinking like a social scientist and think like an artist. John says we need to trust our emotions, trust our intuition. 2013, I celebrate the scholar's melancholy. No longer blonde, no longer slim, and with a tube of anti-wrinkle cream. John says, no war is ever won on the battlefield. Jonathan says, but we need the battles, for they are the tensions at the very heart of this dynamic practice. John says, make a hole in the barricade. Crawl through and see what lies beyond.